Hello and welcome to another Raggy's cider review, or cider video even. So, yesterday picked out my three favourite ciders in Sainsbury's. I'll do a different supermarket. I may pick three different ones, you know, depending. But in essence, the three that I wanted to pick yesterday. So, this is Thatchers Vintage, 8.3%. Family cider makers, so it says, and it says on the back, William Thatcher began making Somerset cider at his family farm in 1904. Today's craftsmanship has been poured into the unique character of Thatcher's Vintage. We've chosen the finest bittersweet apples from the pick of the year, matured for a fuller flavour. This is a timeless, medium dry cider. Itchy nose. Deep in flavour, yet light in colour. The richness of Thatcher's Vintage is rounded off with the satisfying crisp sparkle. Best served chilled. Well, that it is in here. It's cold. So pop a smoke on the opening, and here we go. Straw colour pour. Doing this to ignite the flavours and aromas. As you can see, the white head, straw colour pour, good carbonation, quite loud carbonation as well, and it's 8.2%, so not for the faint-hearted. Looks amazing, doesn't it, on that side of the camera? You can really see it going in the glass. So, been a while, you know. Not been drinking much cider for a long while. I haven't done any reviews for a long while, so it's nice to jump back into it. And on a day when the beer selection isn't up to scratch in pubs where I frequent, something like this, yeah. Oh, slightly stewed apple nose. A nice sweetness as well just there, so you know there's not just and as it comes up, all of a sudden it's turning into frothy foam on the top and then disappearing again. So wow. Yeah, a nice sweet start to the pour. Some people will be able to tell you what the ciders, what the apples are. I mean, they are people who are way above anything I can do. I just know it tastes nice or not. And over the years, you know, I've brewed cider, and I do like the odd cider, you know. Feel the warmth going down to the bottom of my stomach. I can feel the 8.2%. I can absolutely feel it. And at the moment with the channel, I seem to become invigorated again. I'm still not buying loads and loads of beers and that. I'm liking this best of what each supermarket does. It's an excuse to drink my favourites, be it lager, be it cider, or be it real ales. I'm going to change that for my best three. I'm not going to replicate the best three from Sainsbury's. Reason is, I want to promote the world of beer and what is. I mean, to be honest, if there's nothing else but the three, something I've already had, fair dues. I'll just do a live with them. Whoa. It's funny because it doesn't taste strong, but as it goes down, and I can feel that it's strong. goes into my stomach, and it's like, yeah, I'm a big bad cider. And obviously Thatchers, one of the main cider makers in supermarkets, and you know, making proper cider, not the stuff that sadly these days is made by the likes of Heineken and companies like that, shall we say. I have friends who are cider makers in Nottingham, Snenton Cider Company they're called, and for the love, they don't do it for money, because there's no money in it for them, unless there might be for big companies, but there certainly isn't for the smaller companies. And they'll go picking apples from orchards that they've looked after, wild apples, and this time of the year they are so busy. And then they'll press them. They've got a press, and the yeast, they use the yeast that comes off the apples. So basically wild yeast. It takes nearly a year to ferment and condition, and then that's it. You know, it's a labour of love. They absolutely love what they're doing, and you know, you can't fault them for that. It's a bit like doing your own homebrew, I suppose, in some ways, but without having to go and pick the apples. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't do it. But I do things such as, you know, taking seeds and growing stuff and all that sort of thing. So I do in a gardening sense. I do what they do, but in a different way, obviously. So yeah, have you had this? I've had this over the years many times. Obviously, I do like a big ABV, and but not always, you know. And the third one of these 3 ciders that I've chose is actually only a 4%er. So it just goes to show you, for that one, it's all about taste and what it means. And it means more than you can imagine. And that's where picking your favourites from a supermarket, it's an interesting thing, you know. Just going in and picking the 3 that you've had before, maybe. Well, you would have had before to be your favourite. Picking them and thinking, do you know, they're my 3 buff. And look at the head now. So the carbonation is actually making a head, eh? Someone's got the music playing. Let's hope it's decent music. I might have to blast my tune out. I've got my Bose in here, so I can blast some good tunes. Oh. Yeah, it's tasting absolutely lovely. Oh. I'll tell you what, when you've not had a cider, and a big cider for a while, wow, the walloping, flipping heck, absolutely walloped. And I mean, it's amazing, the world of alcohol, that you can drink something, no effect whatsoever. I can drink your Baileys, your country creams, either 12 or 17%, doesn't bloody matter. No effect. Drink it, no effect whatsoever. Malibu, I can drink Malibu, which is usually about same, 16 or 17%. And again, absolutely zero effect. 0. Yeah, I used to love Malibu Black, which was Malibu and Caribbean rum, 35%. That gave me a bit of a wallop. And it's funny how we are, and you know what we drink and how it affects us. Some stuff affects us. Sometimes you can drink something at 3% and it gives you a wallop, and you're like, hold on a minute, the bloody hell's going off here? I mean, I've drank alcohol free before, and I felt, God, I can feel like I've had beer, but it's alcohol free. What the hell's going on? And obviously it's your brain and your taste buds and how they, you know, look after it, as it were, you know. But nonetheless, back to cider. It's lovely to get back into cider, you know. Raggy's Beer Reviews was always beers, wines and spirit reviews, and obviously lager and cider in with that, you know. I can't keep going on with beers, wines, spirits, lager, ciders reviews, because fucking hell, it's a long arse name. And that's why Raggy's Beer Reviews came to be. And I was going to actually just go the beer review channel at one stage, but and I suppose really I should have just done it in the end, you know. But most people know me as Raggy. My actual original nickname was Ragster. Like Hulkster, Ragster. But yeah, funnily enough, for those who looked on the internet, they'll know that I, for nearly 25 years, had a website that looks after, that follows the world of homebrew. Although sadly, the last 5 years or so, I've not really paid no attention. Although this winter, we've left less emphasis on beer reviews, certainly not coming down the shed so often, but maybe coming down the shed to do lives. So the channel is changing, but in a way that may be more interactive. So there we go. Slightly longer review. I'm rattling. A fucking cider's making me rattle. Pardon French. French swear a lot, don't they? But anyway, that is nice. A lovely sweetness to the cider. I was eating apples at one of the gardens I look after today. I walked by, the apples there. It said eat me, and I did. And it was lovely. Lovely sweetness to it. So, yeah, a lovely, you know, despite the ABV, don't worry about the ABV. Sip it, you know, don't pour it all out in one go. But a lovely cider. Yeah. There's a slightly stewed aroma going into a sweetness, and you know, it's like a bittersweet, but you know, it's super easy drinking. You know, if you've never had a cider, try. You know, what's the worst? Try it, endeavour to try more and go further, and then try different ciders. We only try more by actually trying. You know, you get people who try wines and they'll try one, oh, it tastes like vinegar, oh, and it's like, yeah, but try again. And the more you try different alcohol, the more your palate will differentiate between them. But anyway, it's a cracker of a cider. And I'm feeling sleepy now, and I had about 2 hours sleep last night, so yeah, I need some sleep anyway. But yeah, a fantastic cider. You know, if you see it, go and try it. And it's 8.3% as well. 3 for £6.50. Wow, it's worth trying. Oh.